I've taken it. I've had the booster. Many politicians, I watched a couple of politicians be interviewed, and one of the questions was, did you get the booster? Because they had the vaccine. And they're answering it like, in other words, the answer is yes, but they don't want to say it. Because they're gutless. You got to say it. Whether you had it or not, say it.
Okay, so Donald Trump doesn't often say something that I think is fairly, not to insult Rashad Richey, indisputable, rational, coherent. But there he sort of did. Some politicians do get asked about their vaccination status, pundits as well, and just won't give a straight answer. It is squirrely and oily. It's the worst sort of not wanting to offend any potential voter politics. It's cowardly. And let's be clear, he is just talking about Ron DeSantis there. I mean, other people have been asked, but very recently there was a whole news cycle of Ron DeSantis very specifically not answering questions about this. Just in mid-December, he was asked the question on Fox News channel, and DeSantis said, so I've done whatever I did, the normal shot. And that at the end of the day is people's individual decisions about what they want to do. Dude, answer the question. You little weenie baby, just answer the question, but he won't. And so Trump gets to mock him. And we unfortunately have to side with Trump here. It feels weird. What do you think, JR?
Well, this is a tear he's gone on. And honestly, it's not too surprising. Because we've seen Donald Trump lead this Republican Party down a particular road. Then as they follow him towards the cliff, he stops and steps out of the way. It's exactly what he does every time to them. So he's led them down to anti-vax, the anti-masking route. Oh my God, this vaccine sucks. Oh my God, if you take it, you're a Democrat. You're helping the other party. And they were like, great, this is a good thing. We can utilize the guy that we hate and garner all of his supporters behind us, all those crazy people, and then we'll take it. And then whether or not he runs or not, maybe people will get tired of him. Then we've got all this extra energy. They just wanted the energy from him. Now he keeps making these left turns at the last second, and they're left holding the bag.
Yeah.
So now, as he sees it happen, he's criticizing the very people that he led down the same road, and they're kind of left up the creek without a paddle.
Yeah. Because they don't. That's true. I like mixing up the analogies. They don't have that weird ability he has, and the ability that's been given to him by the base, which is he can just say anything, and he can say it, really blatantly, and they might disagree with him, but then he reverses his position. DeSantis is Trump-like, but he's also trying to be a politician. He's trying to be careful and calculating. Trump has never calculated anything, literally a single thing in his life, and so he doesn't have to here. However, before we move on to more of the commentary, I have seen some comments from people saying, hate to have to agree with a con man, feels weird to agree with Trump. And so I made you feel those feelings for a few minutes, but let me make you feel a little bit better here. So Donald Trump is 100% right that Ron DeSantis is a weenie. And in his commentary, he is calling out cowardly politicians who won't just say what they mean. They won't be explicit. Say if you got vaccinated or not. If you just imply something without saying it, you're being a coward. And you know who else is being a coward? Donald Trump, because he didn't say Ron DeSantis in that. We know that that's what he's talking about. It's the most obvious thing in the world. So just say it, buddy. Why are you just implying it and dancing around? Oh, I don't want to insult Ron DeSantis. I thought you were the big alpha. I thought you were the big man. You can't call out Ron DeSantis. You know he's not gonna fight back. He's a baby too. But Trump is being a coward as well. I agree with him, but I agree with a coward.
Damn, anyway. John. Actually, I hadn't thought about that. It's a really good point. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. I tried. Now, Donald Trump had more to say about these weenie politicians, but also about the vaccine and all that. Here's more of his commentary.
But the fact is that I think the vaccine has saved tens of millions of people throughout the world.
Really thought that was longer. I think I might have put in the wrong time codes. Anyway, so look, he wants the credit, obviously. He wants the credit. I don't remember what the rest of the video was. So he wants the credit for doing the vaccine, but then he does go on and talk about, but obviously the mandates are bad and it's gotta be up to the individual people and all of that. So the issue is there. He is saying he got it. That's good. That's first check mark for a politician, especially a right winger. The second is he says that it's a good thing that it's out there, that it saved 10 million lives. It's an exaggeration, and he wasn't involved at all, and the whole thing is rife with misinformation. But then he starts to undercut it with it has to be your individual choice. Yeah, obviously, every single thing you do is your individual choice. But he is doing, let's keep it real again on the cowardly thing, when he goes from I'm vaccinated, it might save your life, but it's tyrannical to make you do it or whatever. He's doing a version of the thing that Ron DeSantis is doing. It's not as pathetic, but he is trying to once again stroke the hair of the stupid, scared anti-vaxxers and make them feel great about everything. And that is coddling in a less explicit way anti-vax sentiment. So frustrating too.
It's the operating procedure. It's how they're gonna have to operate from here on out. Because in order to rile up people with this level of disinformation and anger, vitriol, which could also lead to physical violence, which we've seen a lot of times already happen, you have to inject a large amount of this negativity, and then that doesn't leave much room for saying anything good or positive, anything going forward. So they've cornered themselves a bit, and I'm not sure how, in multiple ways, by the way. So
yeah. By the way, I just remembered what was in that video. He goes on and talks about how these young people, they shouldn't have it if you're young and healthy. Barron had it for 3 minutes, it was just gone. That again, rife with misinformation. Yes, kids tend to do better, but some have died, many have been hospitalized, and along the way, they can pass it to people who will not do as well. And again, saying if you're healthy, you don't need to do something like this is nonsensical. It is only healthy people that need to get vaccinated. The unhealthy people have it. That's why they're unhealthy, okay? Yes, you're healthy now. You know what hurts your health? The virus. That's what hurts your health. So get vaccinated.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.